are either thermometers or thermostats. If you are a thermometer, you go through life feeling powerless to create internal or external change. But if you're a thermostat, you know you have the power to impact your life and the lives of those around you and your environment. A thermometer serves as a temperature gauge by reacting to its environment. It simply indicates levels of hot or cold, but it can't make a room hotter or colder. If you want information on the temperature inside or outside at any given time, a thermometer is the tool you need. Now, unlike a thermometer, a thermostat regulates temperature. You set its dial to a specific temperature, and it alters the environment to reach that set point. If a room is too hot or too cold, you can change that with a simple turn of the dial or push of a needle. And the thermostat then tells the furnace or air conditioner to kick on and raise or lower the temperature in a specific space. So which one are you? Are you a thermostat or are you a thermometer? Now, you know you're a thermostat if you're adept at reading a situation or other, I'm sorry, not a thermostat. You know you're a thermometer if you are adept at reading a situation or other people, but you always feel unable to change the state of either one of those. In fact, you are aware of, that you dislike or find of what you dislike or find uncomfortable in your environment, but you feel powerless to alter anything. And as a result, you are reactive. You react to your external environment, which causes your internal emotional state to directly reflect what's going on outside you. If you don't like a circumstance, a person, or a situation, your internal state changes in relationship to that experience or that interpretation of what's going on around you. In other words, you feel angry, sad, frustrated, or some other negative emotion because of what's happening outside. You react to that. As a thermometer, you kind of live at the mercy of all that goes on around you and to you. You gauge your external environment and rise or fall to its level. That's why thermometers are actually victims. Victims believe they're powerless. In fact, a thermometer cannot initiate change. Instead, it reacts when the climate in which it exists changes. So would you describe yourself as a thermometer? And how's that working for you? Now, if you tend to read your circumstances and then intentionally adjust your mindset, emotional state, behavior, energy, in an attempt to change yourself, the situation, or impact other people involved, you're a thermostat. You realize that you possess the power to impact your environment. A thermostat consciously sets the temperature, let's say for the day, to gratitude, joy, focus, productivity, peace, no matter what goes on around them. You choose an internal and external state, such as to have a good day. Then you decide to respond to the day, and whatever situations arise or people come into it with positivity and good energy, because of that, you control how you respond to whatever happens during the day. And your internal response, that you're choosing that basically, or you're making sure that you have the internal response you want. And that then emanates outward and impacts your environment. Your mindset, your energy, your behavior change the temperature in the room. Everyone in the vicinity feels the effect. And for that reason, to a great extent, you control how life treats you. Some might call you a leader, an influencer, or a change maker. You consciously alter or try to alter your internal climate and whatever external space you enter. You realize you always have a choice. No matter your circumstances, you can choose your experience, and that gives you power. So would you describe yourself as a thermostat? Can you see how powerful you are? If you identify as a thermostat, you will never feel like a victim of anyone or anything. And you know that no matter what life sends your way, you can have agency, the freedom to choose how to respond. And as a result of that, you can change your life simply by choosing a new set point. If you're a thermometer, know this. You actually have agency and can create change internally and externally. After all, you're a human being who's behaving like a thermostat. You're not actually a thermostat, which has no choice and is always going to be a thermostat. So if you don't like being a thermostat, choose to be a thermometer. Or I'm sorry, I have that backwards. If you don't like being a thermometer, choose to be a thermostat. Visualize yourself as one of those thermostats that also measure the temperature in the room. They function as both thermostat and thermometer. You know, you can see the temperature on the little square place, but you can also move the dial and change the temperature. So choose to be someone who is a thermometer, a thermostat. I'm getting these backwards all the time, and they're so similar. Choose someone to be who is a thermostat rather than a thermometer. Choose your identity so you feel powerful rather than a victim of your environment. So how do you do that? Changing your identity from thermometer to thermostat is easier than you might imagine. And here are a few simple steps that you can take. Number one, decide to be a thermostat. Your decisions determine your future. Decide this is your new identity now. You're no longer a thermometer, you are a thermostat. Choose that as your identity. Number two, be a thermostat from the moment of that decision forward. So when your tendency to react to your environment rears its head, because that's who you've been a thermometer, remind yourself you're no longer a thermometer. Instead, choose to stand in your power and respond to your internal and external circumstances. You're no longer a thermometer, so don't allow yourself to act like one. Number three, develop the habits and mindsets of a thermostat. When you decide to be a thermostat, you can easily and quickly behave and think like one. Every time you remind yourself that this is who you are now, a thermostat, you choose a new way of being. Reread the description of a thermostat, or re-listen to this. Well, you can go to the blog post that's related to this video and read the description of a thermostat, or you can re-listen to the beginning part of this video. But familiarize yourself with the description of a thermostat. Then commit to developing that way of being. Number four, remain committed. Just like quitting smoking, you can't allow yourself to slip and smoke one cigarette. You can't allow yourself to be a thermometer even once. It's going to feel uncomfortable and you're going to fall back into old habits and mindsets if you do. But it's inevitable that you might have moments when you want to be a thermometer, just like you might want to have a cigarette, where you find yourself behaving like one, despite your best efforts. In those moments, forgive yourself. Then recommit to being a thermostat. Choose your identity, your mindsets, and habits all over again. And number five is to practice impacting your environment positively. Instead of feeling powerless, practice being powerful. Consciously emanate whatever energy you know will impact the people and circumstances around you in positive ways. Change the temperature dial and then feel the room get hotter and colder because of what you're doing, the energy you're putting out. And that's it. 4 simple steps to becoming a thermostat and impacting yourself and others. I realize that you might believe these steps will be hard or take time. They're simple, but you're probably thinking, oh, they're going to be hard, they'll take time. I can't do that successfully. That's the belief of a thermometer. Choose a thermostat's belief. I can change myself and my environment. That's what I do. That's who I am. I am a thermostat. So who will you be this year? A thermometer or a thermostat? Which one? Let me know in a comment down below. And please do share this video with someone you think it might help. Okay, somebody who would be impacted by it. If you're new to me, it's a new year, maybe you've been searching YouTube for new people to follow or videos to watch. Let me tell you a little bit about myself. I'm Nina Amir. I'm known as the Inspiration to Creation Coach. I am a certified high performance coach, a transformational coach, and an author coach. And what I love doing is helping people get from where they are to where they want to go. And I do that by helping them get out of their own way and choose a new identity, choose who they want and need to be to create the things that matter most to them. Because typically, when we know what we want to create, it's necessary for us to be someone who can create that. I talk a lot about being a creator, being a human, being a spiritual being, having a human experience. I talk about combining your purpose with your passion so you get inspired and take inspired action, because that's when you get inspired results. That's when you create what it is that really matters to you. So if any of that interests you, click on the link above, which will share with you 3 ways to work with me. All the information is there, and I would love to have the honor of working with you. If you look at all that and you're confused and you want to gain some clarity on what it would be like to work with me or which of my programs would be best for you, click on the second link up above that offers you a chance to talk to me for 15 minutes for free. It's a quick session. Sometimes they go longer, but it's a quick session for us to meet and to see if we're a good fit to work together. And like I said, which of my programs would be best for you. So with that said, I would love for you to choose to be a thermostat, not a thermometer this year, because I think that's going to help you create what really matters to you. And until I talk to you next time, or you catch another one of my videos, go out there and achieve more inspired results.